Hola. Hello. Welcome to the stream. My name is SCRY'Zilla. I go by SCRY'Zilla, whichever you prefer. And you know the drill. We kind of cover gaming news over here. We play some. Well, currently, right now, we're playing Marvel Rivals, and my goal is to hit Grandmaster before the end of season 1. Originally, it was one above all. I don't think if I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. You know, we gonna keep an eye out. Um, I don't know if it's possible, to be honest. I feel like I'm fighting against so many different factors at play when it comes to this game, and not just that, but I need to be more consistent with playing it. To be honest, like I'm just not really as consistent as I should be. So, uh, with that said, I'm kind of lowering the standard. The goal is Grandmaster right now, and once we hit Grandmaster, if we hit Grandmaster with enough time left available, then we're gonna go to one above all. That's gonna require me to switch up my play style, and you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to learn a few things. Yeah, but anyway, so we got a few articles that I wanted to cover before we hop on Marvel Rivals. PS6. We got some news. A little bit of interesting news regarding the PS6. And we have some Marvel Rivals news and a Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 rumor that I wanted to touch on. So let's take a look at these. We're going to start with the PS6 news. Shuhei Yoshida says PS6 releasing in 2028 feels right. Let's see what the former head of PlayStation's indie division has to say. Shuhei Yoshida, the former head of PlayStation's indie division, has revealed during an interview with the VentureBeat that he feels 2028 feels right for potential PS6 release. If Sony's next generation console were to arrive at around the same time as the previous hardware cycle dictated, then it would ship in 2027. Something which Yoshida-san says feels a bit too early. Honestly, it does. It does. I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially in the PlayStation 5's life cycle, considering what happened at the beginning of the pandemic and the way the scalpers were just fiending. Scalpers were fiending for PlayStation 5s and fiending to scam people out of their money. It was hard to get a PlayStation 5 for the first 2 years, I would say. Hi, Elda. Welcome to the stream. It was hard to get a PlayStation 5 for the first few years. But so most people, they didn't get to experience a full lifespan of the PlayStation 5's life cycle. So 2027 does feel a little bit early. But 2028, yeah, I agree with him. 2028 does feel just right. But it's interesting that he's the one that's saying this. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's continue. However, while making it clear that he has no inside scoop on the PS6, he stated, if the next PlayStation comes out in 2028, that feels right to me. Elsewhere, the former Sony executive speculated that there's a chance the PS6 and next generation Xbox could arrive during the same year, with Microsoft's new machine potentially targeting a 2028 release based on a leak from the format holder. Yoshida admitted that the current hardware generation was slowed due to the coronavirus pandemic, literally what I just said, which brought about manufacturing issues that resulted in the shortage of vital components used in the production of the PS5. Yeah, so like there were a few factors at play, which makes this true. You know what I'm saying? Like 2027 would for sure be a bit too early, and I'd imagine as Sony, PlayStation, you don't want to stifle your sales. I feel like if they were to release the PS6 a little bit too early, it would kind of mess with the potential money that they still have left to make on the PS5. If you guys understand what I'm saying. So you definitely don't want to stifle that. If there's money to be made, I mean, look what they're doing to PlayStation 4. Like, there's still money to be made, and they are for sure holding on to that. Like, Every game that comes out, damn near every game that comes out has it's coming out for the PlayStation 5, but also the PlayStation 4. And honestly, it's time for them to move away from that, in my opinion. Not yet the PS5. We're still in the midst of it, but PS4, that's a different story. PS4 players need to, yeah, y'all know. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Anyway, moving on. Speaking in the same interview, Yoshida, who previously headed up Sony's worldwide studios outfit, said that he was given the choice of transitioning from first party to indie games or simply leaving the company. The PS6 hasn't officially been announced by Sony yet, but former PlayStation boss Sean Layden has predicted it won't be a completely discless console. It better not. I hope not. Furthermore, it had been reported that the new system is likely to utilize AMD's 3D stacked chips, and a recent collaboration between Sony and the manufacturer Project Amethyst has set the stage for the technology that will define the PS6. Interesting. What do you think about this, Elda? PS6. I mean, completely discless. I'm glad that won't be the case. It would be wise for them not to launch a completely discless console. And that's coming from somebody who plays most of their games, or pretty much all of their games, digitally. It just wouldn't be good for the industry for them to be launching these completely discless consoles. I mean, it wouldn't be good for consumers, is I guess the point that I'm making. Because that gives them far too much control over game preservation, ownership, way too much control. And with the way that it's looking right now, Sony and PlayStation, they don't need any more control over the industry. They already have a vice grip and damn near a monopoly on a certain subculture and group of gamers. So yeah, that's interesting. Interesting news. I could definitely see the PS6 coming out in 2028. It just makes too much sense when you consider everything, like in the average life cycle of these consoles. It makes sense to me. So, yeah, continuing on with Marvel Rivals news. Marvel Rivals director and the entire Seattle design team laid off. NetEase tells fans not to worry about the game. Interesting. So this is from IGN. This is such a weird industry. I like that that's a subheading, because true. Marvel Rivals developer NetEase has confirmed cuts to its Seattle-based design team for organizational reasons. Overnight, Marvel Rivals game director Thaddeus Sasser took to LinkedIn to announce that he and his team were laid off. This is such a weird industry, Sasser began. My stellar, talented team just helped deliver an incredibly successful new franchise in Marvel Rivals for NetEase Games, and we're just laid off. Oh well, times are tough all over. Let's find these incredible people new jobs, because we all need to eat, right? The video game development community reacted with a mix of shock and anger to the cuts, given Marvel Rivals' explosive success. The free-to-play hero shooter has seen over 20 million downloads since the launch in December, and a huge peak concurrent player numbers on Steam. According to Sasser's LinkedIn profile, his team focused on game and level design work for Marvel Rivals, offering guidance, strategy, and design direction over the last couple of years. NetEase issued IGN a statement confirming the layoffs, but failed to specify how many people were cut. We recently made the difficult decision to adjust Marvel Rivals' development team structure for organizational reasons and to optimize development efficiency for the game, NetEase says. This resulted in a reduction of a design team based in Seattle that is part of a larger global design function in support of Marvel Rivals. Yo, this corporate speak is interesting. This resulted in a reduction of a design team based in Seattle that is part of a larger global design function. The way they say it and they structure these sentences is very strategic. They want to make it sound like, okay, well, we have all these other teams in all these other areas that haven't been restructured, but this team in particular, they kind of got restructured a bit. We had to let some people go. It's the entire team that was let go. by the way. So that's going to be an L for me from the corporate side of things, and just in general, honestly. We appreciate the hard work and dedication of those affected, and will be treating them confidentially and respectfully with recognition for their individual contributions. But NetEase was keen to stress that the layoffs won't impact ongoing support for Marvel Rivals, whose primary development team is based in China. Let me read that again. NetEase was keen to stress that the layoffs won't impact ongoing support for Marvel Rivals, whose primary development team is based in China. I wonder if this is United States versus China. Well, maybe not United States versus China blatantly, but there's a part of me that's like, is NetEase looking at the political climate in the United States and trade climate, and are they looking at it like, maybe we should kind of pull back a little bit. Maybe we should pull our resources out of the U.S. And you know what I'm saying, because Trump just what did he do? He put tariffs on China, right? Now, albeit it's a different industry that he put tariffs on. I don't remember what the industry was, but I mean, this affects everybody. You know, it's not just us. It affects everybody. So maybe they're looking at it from a perspective. This is just a theory, by the way. They're just looking at it from the perspective of, maybe we need to pull our resources back, and you know what I'm saying, keep it at home base for a little bit. I don't know. Just an interesting tidbit of information, something to think about. Let's see. We want to reassure our fan base that the core development team for Marvel Rivals, which continues to be led by lead producer Weikong Wu and game creative director Guangyun Chen in Guangzhou, China, remains fully committed to delivering an exceptional experience. NetEase continued. We are investing more, not less, into the evolution and growth of this game. We're excited to deliver new superhero characters, maps, features, and content to ensure an engaging live service experience for our worldwide player base. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are investing more, but not over here, I don't think. Because what was the reason for this? They didn't give an actual reason as to why. We made the difficult decision to adjust the structure for organizational to optimize development efficiency. This is all corporate jargon. For organizational reasons and to optimize development efficiency for the game. That's crazy. Like, what? What does this mean? And that's the point, right? It's supposed to be vague. They want it to be vague because maybe their reasons are less than stellar and they don't want the bad publicity. That's from my perspective. And I definitely do think it has a lot to do with the current political climate in the United States. These decisions and moves that Trump is making is kind of alienating us as a country. And this could be an offset effect as a result. Again, it's just a theory. A game theory, but you know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Think about it. Like, I feel like it makes a lot of sense. See what they got to say. This is the latest round of layoffs at NetEase, which has pulled back from a number of overseas investments and closed studios in the US and Japan, including Visions of Man developer Oka Studios. In November, Worlds Untold, headed by Mass Effect alumni Mac Walters, announced a pause of operations after a split with publisher NetEase. And in January, it cut Jarv Sparks, founded by Halo and Destiny 2 veteran Jerry Hook in 2022. So yeah, that's the current layoff news. I mean, it's rather obvious, isn't it? They needed X amount of people to make the game, but they don't need that amount of people to maintain the game and release updates, etc. over the years. I mean, that's also a possibility. I'm not saying I like it, but any business that keeps people employed just because it's going to fail. Now, of course, they could have got those people working on a new game, but they seem in time. Okay, yeah. But I counter that with if they are intent on milking the game for all it's worth, then that team could have been repurposed for something else, right? depending on their skill set, they could have been repurposed to do other things that would also benefit the game and improve on what they are currently iterating on. This person said they were employed for over 2 years already, and the game barely has any content, literally, other than good character designs and maps. Now they have, well, barely has any content. I take that back. I'm not sure I agree with that. Now they have a multiplayer roadmap to support with new characters, maps, and features, and they have to release it aggressively or lose players. Yo, what's good, Smoke Shadow? What's poppin', dog? We're just talking about the Marvel Rivals Layoffs and my theories about it, and I was just reading these people's comments. Let's see. Now they have a multi-year roadmap to support with new characters, maps, and features, and they have to release it aggressively or lose players. It's not standard business to repeatedly grow and hack their workforce. For projects, it's fine because yeah. So these two people have opposite opinions. Just chilling. Just got back to Grandmaster a minute ago. That's dope, dog. I'm not there yet. I was playing a little bit of quick play last night and earlier this afternoon, because I'm still trying to practice Venom. Venom is a lot of fun, dog. Like, a lot of fun. And I had to keep my ass in quick play because I wasn't trying to hop into ranked and, you know what I'm saying, throw. So I was doing that. But later on, I think I might take him to ranked because I'm feeling pretty confident with how I am with him. But yeah, as far as this Marvel Rivals news, he sure is. I started playing some Cloak and Dagger. That's dope. That's dope. You heard about the nerfs? Cloak and Dagger is getting a little bit of a crazy nerf. Cloak is getting nerfed to hell. But this Marvel Rivals news, yeah, just something to keep your eye out about. It's my theory that they're kind of pulling back because of the current political climate in the United States, but you know, there is no definitive proof of this. It's just they are being very vague in their reasoning. And I mean, they're a corporation or a business. That's kind of their MO. But we'll keep our eye out on that. So of course, when I start playing them, they get nerfed. Literally, what's the nerf? I don't remember it entirely, but basically, her ult is getting nerfed. She doesn't receive it as often. All the supports, by the way, all of the supports are getting nerfed. Crazy. She doesn't receive it as often. The effect of her ultimate is negated or something like that. Hold on, let me see if I can just find it so I can show you. Marvel Rivals Cloak and Dagger nerf. See what they got to say. There is Cloak Strategist. There it is. Ultimate cost increase from 3,400 to 4,000. So it's going to take you a little bit longer to get that ult. Dash lanes, fall that heals. Duration reduced from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. So it's going to be 2 seconds shorter. Pause between dashes reduced from 1 second to 67 seconds. So there's that. Healing effect of the dash lanes no longer stack. Only one lane works when overlaid on each other. So that's crazy as hell. The healing of the dash lanes is stacked. That's why it was impossible to kill people whenever she used her ult. Like, only one lane works when overlaid with each other. So that's good. Vulnerability on enemies increased from 20% to 28%. Oh, that's her terror capability. But yeah, basically, Cloak and Dagger, Luna Snow, ultimate cost increased from 4,000 to 4,500. It's going to take longer for her too. Mantis, ultimate bonus HP reduced from 100. Yeah, so they've been hearing about how people feel with the triple support meta, and they've been listening. I kind of like this. I'm not gonna lie. Like I wanted to learn Cloak and Dagger too, but only because of how overpowered she is. Um, but I think I'm just gonna stick to my Luna, my Mantis, and I still might play her. I mean, she's not nerfed into the ground. It's not like she's a completely useless character, but it'll be a lot easier to kill these three: Cloak, Luna, and Mantis. So yeah, that's the vibes. Let's see. Okay, so they could potentially make it so Dagger only has 3 charges in her hull rather than 4. Yeah, honestly, that would make a huge difference too. Because the 4th one just feels like a little bit too much, like overkill. Like you'll be sitting there just waiting for her to finish her ult, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like, okay, what are we supposed to do? Just put down our keyboards, our controllers? Like, it's like, just stop playing the game at that point, because she's taking up the whole entire battlefield. That is. Okay, so here we got a rumor: Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster to shadow drop at Xbox Game Showcase. Now this is just a rumor, but a skater, there was a video of a pro skater who's actually going to be in this game talking about it as if like it's 100% confirmed. I don't think he was aware that he wasn't supposed to be talking about it in that capacity, but he pretty much kind of leaked that these games are coming out. So yeah, let's see what they got to say. Following on yesterday's speculation about a new Tony Hawk release, we got additional reporting from well-known insiders Xstasis that adds a lot of extra detail to this rumor. According to the often accurate Xbox leaker, Microsoft will announce Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 at the Xbox Game Showcase this summer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was my shit back in the day, man. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is dope. Like that I'm glad it's getting a remaster. I don't think I'm really into it now. I mean, I might give it a shot if it's like on sale or whatever. But yeah, this is a throwback to the OG. I remember playing it a long time ago. Yeah, same. I'm talking like back in middle school, maybe like elementary school. Like that was my genre. The final bit of information coming from this leak so far is that the game will be released on other platforms as well as Xbox. We know this. Xbox is kind of losing their exclusivity in favor of profits, which should be no surprise at this stage. For now, this is just a rumor, and we'll likely have to wait until the Xbox Game Showcase, typically held in June, to find out for sure. Yeah.